Hello and welcome. Today we are looking at how to play hands together scales. So scales are a very fundamental part of learning to play the piano. What I often find is that people really struggle to play them hands together. And more often than not, this is an issue of hand independence needing to be developed. Because the fingers are changing position at different times between the hands, we have to make sure that they're communicating properly so that we can play our scales correctly and quickly, because it's way funner to play fast scales than slow scales. So I have a little warm-up trick for you that's going to help you to sort out playing your hands together scales. Let's start with C scale. It's a really easy scale. So first we're going to look at how the fingers change, and then we're going to put it together. So in a C scale, you're going to play the first 3 notes of the scale, and then you have to tuck your thumb underneath and reset your hand to complete the scale on the way up. So the reason that we do this thumb tuck is because there are 8 notes in the scale and we only have 5 fingers. So what happens is if we go 1, 2, 3, tuck and reset the hand, once we've hit that sort of tuck moment and the reset, we don't have to think anymore. We can go to autopilot and just tell our fingers to keep playing till they run out. And that's a really important point to note for this lesson, is you need to teach yourself to get that tuck in and reset the hand as quickly as possible so you don't have to think about it, so you can concentrate on what your other hand is doing. On the way down, we're going to tell ourselves that we're using up all the fingers. We're going back down the same way we went up. When we run out of fingers, we're going to fly that 3rd finger over to complete the scale. So part of this is being really intentional, really feeling and understanding the moments where your hand positioning and your fingering change. I'm going to show that one more time. 1, 2, 3, tuck your thumb and reposition. Go to autopilot, finish the scale. Back down the way you came. You don't really have to think until you get to your thumb. You've run out. You cross over and you complete your scale. The left hand is sort of the opposite of that. We're going to start with our 5. And we're on the way up the left hand scale. We're going to not have to think. There's nothing going on until we hit our thumb. We run out of fingers. Then we're going to cross that 3. So 3 is the magic number here. Over to complete the scale. On the way down, it's 1, 2, 3, tuck, reset the hand, and complete the scale on autopilot. One more time. Up the scale, a little faster, use up all your fingers. 3 flies over, and on the way down, 1, 2, 3, tuck. And then you can kind of go to autopilot again. So all of that's fine and dandy until you have to put the hands together, right? And then things kind of fall apart. So I'm going to give you a little drill here. What I want you to do is get ready to play your scale hands together. We're going to only play the first 3 notes, and we're going to practice resetting this hand. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, reset. You can stop. And I want you to repeat that until it's a no-brainer. And once you can do that, play the next note and stop. Now what I see in beginners a lot of the time is this 2 finger tends to hover and the thumb in the left hand will kind of come and take its place. So this is where it's important to be really intentional that you're using the right fingers. So here we go, last time, and we're going to add a note. Now the beautiful thing here is this hand's on autopilot now, and this hand's going to do the flyover. So your tension shifts, and then you can complete the scale. So by taking this in really small chunks until it becomes second nature, and you can play your way up through the entire scale, it's going to build a foundation for success. It's the reverse on the way down. So play your first 3 notes and set up this tuck. And let's add a note. One more time, and let's add a note here. Now again, we're at this sort of crucial change moment. We're on the F. This is where the 3rd finger crosses over. We've run out in this hand, and we can complete the scale. So one more time. Reset your hands. Look at this guy can go on autopilot. We've run out here. We've got to cross over. So you can play as many or as few of those notes at a time, practicing those resets of the hands as you go. My advice is always to play slowly and intentionally. So if you're playing very lightly because you're afraid you're going to make a mistake, you probably are. If you place weight in the keys, if you commit to your success or failure, whatever it's going to be, you're going to have a better chance at doing it correctly. And you're going to cement that muscle memory, that connection from your mind to your keys. So play with purpose. And as you go, you're going to be able to play your scales super fast. So this is a starting point. This works in any key with any scale. I mean, some of the more complicated scales are going to have different fingering sets, and that's okay. When you get to those, you can use the same technique. Play the first 3 notes, work on repositioning the hands, and build step by step from there. So I hope you found this helpful. If you've ever had trouble playing hands together scales, comment below. I'd love to hear your story and if this helped. All right, we'll see you next time.